Let's see where this goes. Afro Rob TCG. How's your day? My day is pretty good. Thanks for asking how my day is. That's a very kind question to ask. Oh, this is a very important question. The Zach Mendoza. Best bread. Best bread. Oh, Hawaiian sweet rolls. You can usually find them near the deli area. They usually buy like the rotisserie chickens at the grocery store. They come in like little packs of 8 or 12. Those little Hawaiian sweet rolls. That's good stuff right there. And then, I mean, just bread in general. Bread in general is just good. And their cousin, cake. Immortal Pack. Favorite Nintendo memory? That's actually a good question. I would say probably getting my Nintendo, which I got for Christmas. I got the NES action set. That was the set that came with the NES, the Zapper, and the Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt is one cartridge. They were selling out everywhere. And so I wanted that. I was like the number one thing I wanted because a lot of my friends already had a Nintendo because they either got the action set or they, were old school and even got the one with Rob. So I really wanted that. But my parents were like, look, we are looking around in stores. We cannot find this thing. Do not hope and pray that it might show up under your Christmas tree. Santa ain't coming for this because it's sold out, So they were kind of prepping me to be like, we're going to try, but don't be surprised if you don't get a Nintendo. So, that was fair. It was nice for them to be honest. But lo and behold, they apparently, as they told me, they went to Toys R Us like Christmas Eve or a couple nights before Christmas, and they luckily had one in stock, and they were able to grab it and bring it home, and I got a Nintendo Entertainment System NES action set for Christmas. So that was really awesome. So it was a Christmas miracle. It was like my parents' own personal Jingle All the Way. And then I got DuckTales and Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle for Christmas one year. And then the following year I got Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game for NES, and Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. That was a great Christmas right there. And then Super Nintendo, I also have a memory of that as well because my dad was like, why you need a Super Nintendo? You got a regular Nintendo. If you want a Super Nintendo, you got to pay for it for yourself. So I would use my allowance, and I actually went to the Kmart and put a Super Nintendo on layaway. And I would actually take my allowance there every couple weeks and put money towards the Super Nintendo because I wanted it so bad. And my dad was like, I guess he really wants this thing. So right before Christmas, he paid off the rest of what I owed on the Super Nintendo so I could have it for Christmas Day. And so I got Super Nintendo with Super Mario World. And then secretly, he bought Pilot Wings. And then he also bought F-Zero, but F-Zero was out of stock. So I guess he was able to reserve it for when it got back in stock. So I got Super Mario World and Pilot Wings on Christmas Day. And then F-Zero a couple weeks later or a month later. So there you go. That's my Nintendo memories. Pyro Pop Couture, what Christmas tradition from your childhood was your favorite? I would say it had to be watching the holiday specials. That's when I really knew Christmas was here, when that little CBS thing would come up. Boom, 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 a CBS special presentation. And they would show How the Grinch Stole Christmas or Charlie Brown Christmas or Garfield's Christmas special. A lot of people talk about Charlie Brown Christmas and the Grinch. Don't sleep on Garfield's Christmas special. First off, they have a dream sequence where Garfield puts a thing on his head where anything he wants just comes out of the machine. And you got Lou Rawls singing. Hey, that's a good special. They go meet the family, Doc Boy and all in the family. I love that. The special thing about Christmas that really makes it great is the insomnia and the anxiety kids get from having to wait. Can't wait till Christmas. There's so much to do. Can't wait till Christmas. Wake me when it's through. Garfield's Christmas special is fire, y'all. You better watch that. Favorite present you got for Christmas as a kid? I feel like I just kind of answered that with the whole Nintendo thing. Was there another? Let me see. Let me think of another thing I got for Christmas that I thought was pretty awesome. That was not Nintendo related. It was always pretty much Nintendo related. But I got a bike. I remember one year I got a bike for Christmas. I thought that was pretty awesome. I wanted a bike. I got that for Christmas one year. I think I got roller skates one year for Christmas. The old school kind that you attach to your shoes. It wasn't full roller skates. It was a little strap that you would put on the bottom of your shoes. And then that would turn your shoes into roller skates. I think I got that one year. I remember getting well, I got Castle Grayskull, which is really weird because I did not have a lot of He-Man figures at all. But for some reason, I had Castle Grayskull, and I'm going to feel bad about this. My He-Man people, you can help me out with this. What was the name of the character where he could, like, change his body into any different, like the toy had, like, so many different parts, and you could personally put them in whatever order you wanted to. Whatever way you wanted to. Does anyone know what that character was called? It's from He-Man. I think he was part of the Evil Horde, if I remember correctly. I remember getting him for Christmas one year. Favorite gaming or streaming moment of the year? Playing Miles Morales was awesome. Playing Final Fantasy VII Remake, because that was technically my very first ever Final Fantasy game. So that was amazing, and I had a blast playing that. That was so much fun. And also the charity that we did for Color of Change, for the Black Lives Matter. We did a stream that I probably can't do anymore, where every time someone donated, I would sing a cartoon theme song. We would like find the cartoon theme song. It was like a cartoon theme song karaoke. So it was a lot of fun. We raised a good amount of money for that. I think like $3,800 or something like that we raised for Color of Change, which was such a great thing to do. But I don't know if I can do that stream anymore now because of DMCA claims. But it was very fun. Although it's not archived anymore, but it was a good time. So thank you all for that support. That was really nice of you to do that. Sheldon Dinkelberger says, thoughts on Adobe Flash dying? That's I never thought that would be a question someone asked me, but I like that question. Good question. Yeah, I guess it's going away, right? The new HTMLs and animates and all that stuff. You know, it's kind of weird. Flash was like a thing. Like, I actually remember making Flash websites back in my computer programming days. I used to like animate things in Flash. I made like little cartoons and choose your own adventure type things. I made stuff for companies in Flash. I made a music player one time in Flash. So there's a lot of cool stuff that I was able to do. I understand why it has to go away because it's not really the most accessible. You know, like text that's in there can't be, you know, changed into text for out of it. I mean, I'm guessing maybe probably some recent updates maybe have done that. I don't know. I have not kept up with Flash. But you know, a lot of animation, obviously people did a lot of independent animation through Flash. The only thing I hope is that there is some kind of preservation. Like there's a lot of Flash games. If you remember, like a lot of websites had Flash games, or a lot of, like I said, Flash cartoons or web cartoons that were made in Flash. So I'm hoping that some of that gets saved. But yeah, that was one of the coolest things that I liked about Flash was that I'm talking like low. We're talking like Rocky and Bullwinkle level of like, but I learned how to do a little bit of animation because of Flash. You know, like that was something I never would have thought I'd been able to do, that I was able to do because of Flash, you know, or just making like a cool, pretty website that you couldn't do in HTML, being able to do it in Flash. So yeah, Flash was a big deal. So I'm going to miss it. Let's pour one out for Flash. Brian Spencer says, I like the hat. Do you plan to wear it more often? I think in general, I just like wearing hats. I don't know why all of a sudden I got into wearing hats. I've never really been a big hat person, but maybe it's because I got 2020 hair and just said, screw it. Because sometimes it's like poof, and sometimes it's like, yoop. I don't even know what. It has a mind of its own, the hair. So I think hats has been a new thing that I've loved. So now I'm going to scour the internet for all the pop culture hats. Like the last few years, I've been all about buying pop culture shirts. But now I think I'm going to get into the habit of buying pop culture hats. That's my new thing. 2021, bring on the hats. K Leon 422, what is the first movie you remember seeing in theaters? Okay, I don't remember. It's not the first one I saw in theaters, but the first one that I will always remember is Who Framed Roger Rabbit, because that was the first time I went to the theater by myself. Like I've always gone to like the theater with friends. You know, we got dropped off, or my parents, or the Dollar Theater. But I'm talking about like first release, just went to the mall on my own to go see a movie. It was Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Because my parents didn't want to know Who Framed Roger Rabbit. That was not their cup of tea. So the only way I'd be able to see it in theaters if I went myself. So I went myself. But that was really cool. Other experiences, I remember going to see Ghostbusters 2 and Honey, I Shrunk the Kids in theaters. I remember those were like my first, like, I feel true summer theater experiences. Because a lot of times I would go to the theater, it'd be like matinees. So there'd be like a few people there. But like that was the first time where I remember seeing like packed theaters. You know, that was like very fun. And then Super Mario Brothers, the movie. I remember we got a half day from school the day that it came out. And me and some friends went to see Mario Brothers the movie in theaters, and I freaking loved it. And I saw it at least one more time in regular theaters, and then a third time in a dollar theater, because Super Mario Brothers movie is a movie I love. I don't care what you say. Shut up. Katrina Dreams 92. How many cups of sugar does it take to get to the moon? Nice Goofy movie reference. Check the map, Goof. Trio for Life. Have you had a chance to get caught up on The Mandalorian yet? No. So thank you, internet, for spoiling everything. I don't know what it is about The Mandalorian season 2. For some reason, season 1, I didn't get spoiled on anything. But season 2, if you ain't watched that show 5 minutes after it's released, the moment Disney Plus plays public, spoilers everywhere. So yes, I'm not gonna say, but like, that person who took the helmet off, and you're like, oh, spoiled. This lady, you know what I'm talking about? The lady with the things here, played by the Josie and the Pussycat, spoiled. Person that shows up at the very end, spoiled. Person that we might have thought was dead, but is not dead, spoiled. all of it. Freaking Mandalorian spoiled, but yet it's still fun to watch. Don't matter how spoiled it is, I still enjoy it every episode. But no, I'm not caught up. I will probably catch up over the holiday. And it's my fault because I like to watch like a couple at a time. I don't like to do like moment it's like 9 o'clock or midnight or whatever. You're like, you know, I like to sip on my Mandalorian. Like some people like to gush the Mandalorian down. You know, like they get it like fast food or just like give me the Mandalorian. I like to sit back, you know, like a fine wine, just like, that's a good Mando right there. So you know, so sorry internet that I'm taking my time with Mando. So you spoil everything. Nekomata Girl says, which Christmas special did you look forward to the most as a kid and even now? Garfield. Don't hate on the Garfield Christmas special. Watch it. I'm gonna say the Grinch, only because now that we've got the Jim Carrey movie and now even that Illumination animated movie with Benedict Cumberbatch as the Grinch, I think people now don't talk that much about the original Grinch special, but the original Grinch special is amazing. The animation is amazing. You get that Chuck Jones classic animation. The narration is great. The Grinch is great. All the cool stuff that you see referenced in the other Grinch movies came from that, which came from a book. Like they were able to turn that book into a really amazing half-hour special. So I wish that there was more people talking about it. I get that it's always fun to talk about the Grinch and Jim Carrey's version. I actually very much enjoyed Jim Carrey's version. I saw Jim Carrey's version in the theaters. I saw both Grinch movies in the theaters actually. But yeah, I think that classic Grinch, you cannot sleep on that classic Grinch. Besides Star Wars, who had a weird Christmas special? I'm assuming you're referring to the old Star Wars holiday special. If you've not seen the Lego Star Wars holiday special, I highly recommend it. It's actually, I'm not joking. The Lego Star Wars holiday special is, outside the Mandalorian, is one of the best Star Wars things we gotten. It is so perfect in how much it honors and yet makes fun of everything in Star Wars at the same time. It is like a beautiful tribute and homage as well as a parody, and it's amazing. So I highly recommend checking out the Lego Star Wars holiday special. Who had a weird Christmas special? Pac-Man. Christmas Comes to Pac-Land. Because when people were like, who should have a Christmas special? I don't remember anybody saying Pac-Man needed one, but he got one, and I watched it. I still watch it. Christmas Comes to Pac-Land. Let's go. Oh, He-Man She-Ra Christmas special. Someone mentioned that in the chat. Yes, Imperious Project. Yes, He-Man She-Ra Christmas special. That's also an interesting one. That's a random one. Okay, I'm going to go real obscure here. Does anyone remember the special? I believe it was called A Cool Like That Christmas. I think it came out on Fox. It was, I don't know if it was based on anything or maybe it was like a pilot to a show that never got made, but I remember it was called A Cool Like That Christmas, and it was basically like black cartoon characters, and like one of them had gotten some money, but he like had stolen it basically from like you know, one of the gangs in town. Does anyone remember this? I remember it came on television and we taped it, and I used to watch it during Christmas. Boyz II Men was in it. Boyz II Men sang in it. Look it up. It's called A Cool Like That Christmas. I know I saw this, but I haven't heard anyone talk about it since then. But I'm pretty sure I've seen this. I know this exists. I'm pretty sure this exists. Do I have a favorite movie of the year? Well, I mean, it's slim pickings, so I guess Sonic the Hedgehog. I guess. I mean, we don't have that many movies to choose from unless we're talking streaming as well. But even then, you know, it ain't a lot to choose from. So I'm going to say Sonic the Hedgehog. Movie of the year. Although we getting Soul and we getting Wonder Woman 1984 on Christmas Day. So anything could change. But right now, Sonic the Hedgehog, movie of the year. That was some great questions. I appreciate it. A lot of fun. That was from my Twitch chat. Thank you for that. Love it like a play cousin 95,000.